What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make epic sounding super saws like this one. Alright, so if you want to make chords like I do, start off, most of my tempos are usually trappy-ish tempos, so 160 is my favorite. And then you're just going to get your initial preset on your serum. And alright, so let's get started. Firstly, I'm going to go into a piano. And I'm just going to make some chords real quick on the piano. Alright, so here are the chords I came up with. They're just regular 7th chords. And now what we want to do is we want to copy and paste these into the serum that we have from earlier. So here we go. So first off, we want to just raise the voices on here. So this is going to be our... So with making chord stacks, you want to focus on layers. And each layer should have a specific part that you want it to sit in the layer. So this, I think, will be our top layer. And we can maybe put this up one more, see how that sounds. So yeah, voices up, detune up a little bit more. And also when making stacks, the higher up, the more voices you want. So you just start with a lot of voices and work your way down until you're at the base, which should have no voices, should be in mono. So now we want to throw this into a mixer track, and I'm just going to start off by, since it's in our upper layer, we want to get rid of the lower frequencies. Okay, that's good. And then we want to come through here and just do some surgical EQ. Okay, so I just went through and cut out a lot of the really harsh frequencies. Some of them are still there, but after saturation and compression, they'll go away, and then we can reevaluate and see what else needs to be cut. So I'm going to go ahead and add saturation now. Okay, so as you can see, this layer is kind of like a light dusting on top. You don't always need a layer this high. Just for this tutorial, I decided why not. So now we're going to go back and we're going to copy these chords again. And then we're just going to paste them into another layer. Drop it down 1 octave. And now this is going to be our mid layer. Okay, and then this one, I'm going to tune to 7 voices. And then I'm going to... And I'm going to keep these saws really simple, but there's always a lot of things you can do, especially switching these from saws to different wavetables. So like you can do any of these, like let's just try this one. And it just changes the sound. But I'm gonna stick with saws for now, just to give you an idea of a simple, just some simple chords that we're doing. Okay, so that's our mid layer. Now we want to go into here and kind of do the same thing that we did before. So we just want to add a low cut at around 200, I'd say. And then I'm just going to add a shelf right here to kind of get rid of a little bit of the highs, since we already have that other one. Okay, and then let's play the other one with it so that we know what you listen in context of the other side. Okay, and then we're going to go through and add a distortion here. And I'm going to move this down to here. Then I'm going to distortion. Turn it down a little bit. And then I'll add a OTT. Okay, we got those, and now we're gonna add a base layer. So we'll come through here, and I'm just gonna grab these. Okay, and then we'll go here. And actually we can have 2 octaves. And then come back, initial preset. Turn the D2 down a little bit. Okay, I think that's good for me. And now I'm gonna come through here, and I'm gonna come back and do the exact same thing before, except this time just a little lower. So making room for the sub, and I'll put this around 120, I'd say. Around 100. And then I'm gonna turn this to a mid-side EQ. And I'm gonna add a second one, and this is just gonna be for stereo. And this one's just gonna come a little bit farther out to about 200 maybe. Okay, and then we can add some more distortion. And I like to have a lot of distortion on my my basses. Saturate it, turn it down a little bit, and then let's hear it with the other layers so far. Okay, sounding good. Alright, and then time for our last layer. This time we just need one layer of notes. Add them in here, and then we will go to initial preset. We're going to turn this off and turn on the sub. And then this is just one too high. That's good. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to route it to a mixer channel and then saturate it. I'm going to lower the basses cut off a little bit just because this one is not in the right keys or in the right notes, so the notes are always important too. But I'll just lower this down to about here. And then I'm going to also put an EQ on here. And this one we'll do a high pass, or a high cut I mean, the low pass. Okay, now let's hear it with all the other sounds. Okay, it's good, but there's just a little bit of higher frequencies that I don't like on here. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna dock a channel to the right, and we're gonna route all of these to it. Okay, and then now that we have them all in here, I'm gonna add a compression or a compressor, and also I'm gonna go through here and turn all 4 of these down. Alright, so I think that's sounding pretty good. We can go through here now and just do some more surgical EQ. Alright, so I'm liking how that's sounding, and now for the fun part. So basically, now you got your chords. Now it's time to just do something fun with them. So what you can do here is go to Serum and you can start modulating these levels. So go here, turn it down, back down to 75. And then just go through and do that with all your saws. Okay, and then I'm actually going to pitch up my chords a little bit just to change the key. So let me do that right now. Okay, and then now that I'm moving them up, I'm noticing a couple more issues with the chords. So I'm just going to go through. I'm going to add a sub to this one. Even though I'm going to cut the sub out, I still want a little bit, so I'm just going to add a sub here. Okay, and then I'm going to add one more layer, and this is going to be our white noise layer. And then to add white noise, all we have to do is go to here, initial, and I'll turn on noise. And then we get a nice little noise. It's a little low though. So what we want to do is come into here and pitch it up. We just want to change the sound to a good one. Not that one. Ew, it sounds nasty. There, I like that. You can add that to the track as well. Route this one into here as well. Come into here and just get rid of all the lows. And then we want to distort these a little bit. And then after that, we need to come back in here because I didn't ever add this to here. Okay, good. Now we have our chords. Okay, so now we're back to where we were before. And you can do some fun stuff with them. So we can do some automation with the LFO rates. So right here, I'll go into browse parameters. I'll just click on here to find it fast, and then I'll say create automation clip, like that. And then now you can just go into all these other ones here, and you can say browse parameters, and you can just do the same thing, except when you click here, instead of creating a new one, you'll just link to controller, and you'll click on the one that we already made. And then you can just go through and do that with all of them. Alright, so now that we have all our stuff linked to this rate, we can start playing with it and just making cool patterns. So like maybe we want to start this one off a little bit faster like this. And then this is where you just get to be really creative with it, so you can just mess around with cool unique patterns. And then usually what I like to do is I like to throw in some drums first. And these drums are more like placeholders or anything, you can still change them out. You just, it helps me at least to make rhythms easier if I have drums. So yeah. Alright guys, so another cool trick you can do is automating the pitch. So it's basically the same thing as when we did the volume, except we're going to go here to pitch. You want to make sure to turn this up to 12, and then you're going to create automation clip. And then you're going to do the same thing that you did before, where you go through, and then you're going to do the same thing that you did before, where you're going to go through, and you're going to link to controller, and just choose the one that we did already. And then go through and do that for all of them. Okay, and then once you have all your stuff linked to your pitch, you can just do the same thing that you did before and start messing around with it. But just be careful to keep it mostly at 50, so that it still sounds in key, because otherwise you'll just end up having a track that doesn't sound right musically. So just be careful. It's a good trick, but it's in moderation. Alright, so now I got that. I'm starting to have a little bit of trouble with my CPU, just because I'm recording at the same time. So, but yeah, here's what that sounds like. Okay, so now that we got a nice pattern going, it's time to start adding one of the most important things that makes your chords not sound so just generic and lame, is a lead. So for a lead, you don't want to make it too different from your chords, just a little bit. I'm gonna use a square, and I'm gonna put some automation like that, and then I'm gonna make a little just a little shape here like this. Okay, so then now that when you have your lead, you can just, it's a little high, but I'm just gonna layer it on top of all these top notes, and then I'm gonna pitch it down. You want to go back into here, and just because all our other stuff is going to be moving around and stuff, you want to have this be doing the same with it, so it sounds different enough that it's going to stand out, but you still want it to follow the rest of everything else. So you can link this to controller, and now it's going to follow the pattern of everything else. Okay, and then once you have that, I'm going to add a little bit of reverb on here. And then I'm going to create an automation clip right here. Like so, and then just add another one here. And now it'll make this sound, it'll sound like it's rising into the thing. I might need to turn off the reverb a little bit. Yeah, a little bit more. And then actually I'm going to add that reverb onto another one of these as well. Alright, and now I'm going to add in some drums. Okay, so now that we have our drums, we got our saws, we got everything. Alright guys, I think that about wraps it up. I'm not going to mix this track for this video just because that's not what this video is about. This video is about how to make saws, chord stacks. So that's what we did. These could be better, and obviously if you spend hours and hours working on them, like, they can sound just epic, but if you use this right here, you can get good ones like 90% of the time, and then you just gotta work on them to make them sound perfect. So yeah, this is normally what I do to make mine, and yeah, I hope you enjoy. Alright, so before I end this video, I just want to say that by the time this video is up, I should have a new track that I just released on Spotify called Tightrope. So if you could just go check me out, Austin James, on Spotify, that would be awesome. And yeah, that's about it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.